Hello and welcome to Confessions of a Dog Trainer. Oh my gosh, I just realized I don't have a coffee um, for the thing I say for my dad, but I've got my jug of water. I'll wait for you to get yours. Whatever. Okay, so this episode I wanted to be for dog trainers. Think of it like a pep talk, or when I was first getting into dog training, I wanted nothing more than a dog trainer mentor, and I couldn't find that one. And like local trainers who I respected and really admired, they did not work with, like they didn't allow you to shadow them. Um, and at the time, I felt really upset about that. But I get it looking back. It's a very vulnerable thing, I think, to have other trainers shadow you. Not everyone is meant to run a shadow program. I've tried it and I realize it's not for me. I love connecting with trainers, which is why I'm doing this. But it's exhausting for me being uh, on all day long, talking to someone. And I don't know, it's a lot. I get exhausted from that kind of thing. So I've always tried to think outside of the box now on ways that I can help other trainers who are looking for mentorship. So think of this as your virtual mentor episode. And I would like there to be more. And if you have questions and you listened and you're like, oh, yes, this is what I need. I have some questions. Can you answer them? Message me on Instagram. That's the best way to get a hold of me. Let me know you listened. And if you have questions you would like me to address. So this one, it was inspired by, I heard it wasn't a dog trainer. I don't follow dog trainers on Instagram. I do if I'm friends with them or like the trainer and you girls, I love following and supporting, but it can get it's very easy even for myself. I think for everyone, I know you can probably relate, to compare yourself to other trainers, to think you're not doing enough. I mean, the first couple of years of me being a dog trainer, I was pretty much just in that mindset of never doing enough, always comparing. So I have found that not following trainers, unless it's a very intentional follow, is best for me and my mindset as a trainer. But I was following someone else who does like business stuff, and she mentioned something about the algorithm on Instagram. And this is such a pet peeve of mine. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. It just annoys me. And no offense if you have said this or you've thought this, I have too. But it was the Instagram algorithm is out to get me. My engagement isn't like it used to be. I'm not getting as many comments or follows or likes. It's the algorithm. I don't believe that that is the case. Now, of course, I'll be the first to say that Instagram is much different than it used to be. There was a time, and this is crazy, where I would get 100 follows a day. And that's back when I was starting to do my graphics. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Graphics are the best. And that's not the case anymore. It's just, things are just a little bit different, I think. Not to say you can't get a lot of followers daily. I think it all comes back to reflecting on your content. So anyway, if you have gotten caught up in the metrics of your content, and if you're that kind of a person who looks at the numbers and you enjoy that, but it also makes you crazy, I want you to switch your perspective. So if you have found yourself saying this and like, oh, the algorithm, Instagram's out to get me, whatever, I want you to switch it to, okay, my engagement is low. What can I do to get more creative and think outside the box and do things differently than I've been doing them? This mindset switch has changed everything for me. When it was a couple years ago, I think, when Bobby quit his engineering job to work with me full time at Walking Dog. That was a big dream of ours for a while. Tried it, not the best, not the best thing, only because I am bossy. I have never felt more confident about anything in my life than the creative side of my job. It is my favorite part about being a dog trainer. And it just wasn't the best way. I'm not the best at communicating when I'm working with my husband who, it's like our communication style kept hitting a wall where usually we communicate pretty well, really well, actually, when it's like, our relationship, but being a working team, it just wasn't the right fit. So anyway, we tried it. Great. Okay, that's not for us. But at that time, I was very focused on numbers, and my husband is very number focused, where he makes spreadsheets. This is a big strength of his, where we like to say I'm unicorns and rainbows and he's spreadsheets. And I don't love the number side because I get so caught up in um, the numbers in a negative way. It probably stems from like never wanting to know how much I weighed when I go to the doctors because I got so caught up in the weight on the scale and it really defined how I felt about myself. I don't know. That's just what I think. But when I was working with Bobby and everything came from walking dog, all of our income, he would mention stuff about numbers and I was like, oh, this is really sucking the fun out of content for me. I like creating from a space where it's more authentic, it feels more organic, like I just want to help and create and share, not from a space of desperation, but from a space of, I don't know, just sharing things I'm excited to talk about. And so I got caught up in that and it really messed with me. It messed with just my creative process. And so if you're feeling in that space, and I totally get if all of your income comes from dog training and content is a great way to grow your business, I know that that can be really stressful. I would love for you to just try for the next week, getting away from the numbers, writing down some ideas, getting clear about, okay, I've been sharing this way. What else can I share? What are some different ideas? I think it's a much more empowering way to approach content because even for myself, I don't know if this is true, but because I talk so much about the creative side, it is my favorite part about what I do. I used to feel like such a weirdo when I really got into Canva, and I had some trainer friends who were obsessed with the dog training part. And I was like, what is wrong with me? I don't want to train. Not that I don't want to train dogs. I don't love it. I don't wake up excited to teach a dog place. I have friends who are trainers who love that side of it. They love working with the dog. I don't so much. I love taking their picture and I think I'm good at the dog training side, but I really enjoy helping the owner, sharing information, all of that. So I think some people might think that the content side of things is easy for me, but I have gone in so many, it's like a roller coaster. I have had so many times where I've shared something and it's totally flopped and it's like, oh, okay, this didn't do well. But to me, it's not really a flop. It's more like, okay, this didn't work. What can I do differently next time? If you start to think about your content as an experiment, it's just so much more fun, I think, because you're not looking at the moment, the stuff that you share that doesn't do as quote unquote, doesn't do as well as a failure on your part or like you suck or whatever. It's more like, okay, that didn't do so well. Let me share something different next time. And another thing that has really helped me with content, and I think this is so important, is finding something that you enjoy doing and that is easy to do. So, something that kept me from doing the podcast for the longest time, because I really enjoy talking about this stuff. I really believe that it's just kind of like full circle where so this is my 6 year training full time with board and trains and doing walking dog training. And the first couple of years, I really wanted a dog trainer mentor. My dad ended up mentoring me as like the business side of things, and that was so powerful. I think when you start thinking outside of the box of dog training, there's so many other things that you can strengthen that really help your business as a dog trainer, copywriting, creating stuff in Canva, because that can translate to guides. Our ebook guides completely changed our business. That's what allowed Bobby to quit his job a couple of years ago, and now he has his own business in land development. So I think when you start thinking outside of the box, I don't know, it's helpful. It's a strength. So anyway, okay, what was I going to say? So the mentor thing, now I feel like whenever I talk to a trainer we have our virtual coaching sessions, which are 30 minutes long. The last couple of weeks, I've talked to a couple of new trainers, and it just makes me feel so encouraged and happy and purposeful. And I feel like it's full circle. Like there was a time when I really wanted a dog trainer mentor. I wanted someone to just talk through things with and give me some answers that I was looking for. And now I can help other trainers with that very thing. It's exactly what I would have wanted. I would have wanted just to hop on a phone call with a trainer I admired or liked, or liked what they were doing, looked up to, and just ask them questions and get feedback. So now that I can do that, every time I do it, it makes me want to do more trainer focused things. And I just feel like, podcast is such a great way to do it. But okay, so getting back to, I'm all over the place. finding things that you like to do and things that are easy to execute. So this one thing that helped me, okay, so I'm going to back up for a second. So I want you to start thinking about, what do you enjoy doing? Oh, my nose is itchy. What do you enjoy doing when it comes to the content side of being a dog trainer? And if it's nothing, there has to be something, because content is important. It's a great way to grow your online presence as a dog trainer, grow your community, help more owners. Hello, that's a goal of ours. We want to help owners and dogs, but owners are the ones that see us. So when it comes to content, think of like reels, videos. It could be longer form videos like YouTube, a podcast, um, taking pictures and sharing a little story in your caption, blogs on your website. I mean, there's so many different ideas where you can share stuff in a way that feels right for you. So I found that creating graphics, it felt so fun for me, and I really looked forward to it. It wasn't hard for me to carve out time each day to create a graphic to share. Um, One of the newer ones that has become really important in business, it's just a really great way to communicate with your community and connect in a way that's different and outside of Instagram, which I've really been thinking more about, other ways to connect and share information that doesn't have to do with showing up on Instagram. Emails, so sending out newsletters or an email to your list. I'm sure many of you have heard this, and it's just another thing to add to the list of things to do. But I've really been focusing more on that. That's where you see if I share in one of my posts where it says comment freebie, and I'll send you our e-collar starter cheat sheets. So I created a freebie PDF, but in order for them to get that freebie, they have to sign up for my email list. Okay, now if you're sitting here listening and you're like, okay, Bethany, this is so overwhelming. I was just starting to get into creating a graphic on Instagram to share. Please don't tell me I have to do an email list. No, you don't. This is just I want you to start thinking about things that, I don't know, maybe you're excited to do or that would be easy for you to do. It's just like chipping away at the content stuff. So for me, writing an email, it's like pulling teeth, even though I like writing. And when I start writing like a story, I can really get into it, but I get so caught up in, well, what if someone doesn't like this? Or what if they unfollow my email list? And then I'm constantly seeing if people unfollow my email list, and it's such a mind F that I'm sure it's very similar with you with sharing a graphic on Instagram. And you're worrying about, well, what if someone doesn't like it? I want you to know that that's a very common thing, and I'm right there with you. But if you can start thinking about something you like to do, if you like talking to, I don't know, you like talking. Like I like thinking of this as if I'm talking with another trainer. Well, something that has stopped me from uh, doing this episode, because I've been thinking about it for a couple of weeks, is, well, what if someone starts listening and they're like, oh, well, I'm not a trainer. Why do I want to listen to this? One of the hardest parts about creating content is you get so stuck in your head, and you can really get into such a mode that stops you from sharing anything, because you're like, well, what if this person doesn't like it, or this person, so I'm not going to share it. Okay. And then I come back to what I try to tell other trainers who are creating content, and you are also getting caught up in that, is think of one person you want to speak to. So for this podcast episode, I was thinking of a trainer that I did a virtual with, or the couple of trainers that I did a virtual with, and what I would want to say to them. And also I feel like it's such a, again, I was annoyed by this other content creator saying she was just going to go over to TikTok and not do any Instagram stuff because of the algorithm. And I went and looked at her content, and no offense, but maybe a little offense, her content wasn't that great. She was sharing the same stuff over and over. And listen, not all of my content is great. Again, if I come back to thinking of it as an experiment, really can't lose with things that I share. Some stuff can do better. They can get more comments, more engagement. But I can't lose if it's an experiment. So I'd really encourage you to do that. Because I know, one, I love creating content so much. Like I have so many ideas. This is so random. But for donut shops, like if I was a donut shop, I would have so many awesome ideas for content. There's so many sayings you can say. Like I just heard one the other day, and I wish like a donut shop who creates content and they want to like grow their awareness online, they should create graphics that have like funny sayings about donuts. Like I heard this one yesterday and I thought it was great, and I really want to put it on a dad hat or something. Inhale donuts, exhale negativity. There's so many donut, is that a pun? No, like there's so many donut sayings that are funny to me. Anyway, so I'm always thinking about marketing. It's just so fun. And I kind of want you to love it as much as me. So I'm hoping that this helps you get a different perspective. Okay, so if you walk away from this episode and you're like, okay, what are some action steps I can take? Because it's so easy to get overwhelmed. And I listed all the different ways of you that you can create content, and it can feel so overwhelming. I want you to think about, what is something that actually makes you excited? Is it writing a story? Um, Maybe writing a blog post. Blog posts are great. They can live on your website and you can send it to someone anytime they have a question. That's a great option. Or do you love being in front of the camera? I know some people who love being in front of the camera, super confident. Maybe a longer form video to put up on YouTube would be really great for you. But you really don't know until you try. Like I heard this idea, dating ideas, and I love this because there was a time when I wanted to be a dog treat baker and open up my own little shop called Pickles Paws Treats. Pickles Paws Treats, I think. And this one person someone I followed who I really admired, a business owner, and she was like, why don't you date that idea? You don't have to commit to it, just date it. And so I tried, and I made a couple of batches of dog treats in my kitchen, and my back started hurting. And I was like, okay, this is my second batch of dog treats, and my back is already hurting. I don't know if this is the life I want. So I think I love the creative process of it more than anything. And I'm sure I could hire someone to make the treats, but I didn't have you know, bunch of money to start up a dog treat bar. Anyway, all of that to say, try your ideas. But just like with this podcast, I actually look forward to doing it each week. And now it is so easy to do it. If you have questions about creating a podcast for yourself, it's really easy. So this is through Spotify for podcasters. I started it on Anchor, those of you who know about Anchor. And that's where, when I talk about my dad's podcast, he started one on Anchor because it was so easy. Like back in the day, oh my gosh, like a year or two ago, I would literally just talk to my phone. So easy. Talk to my phone in the car if I had an idea, publish, share, boom, that was it. Then it started getting a little more complicated and I got locked out. I didn't have my password. I have a hard time remembering my passwords. But luckily, I got it figured out. And now Spotify has bought Anchor, and they have it set up so easy where I just go in, start a new podcast episode. It links me to this platform called Riverside. This is where I'm recording the episode. Super easy. And then I upload it. It goes straight back to Spotify. I have to upload some notes and things, but it's so easy to do now. So there's no excuses for me not to do it. It's like if you're going to do a video and you need to set up I always thought with podcasts, you had to have like all of this gear, and I should hire someone to edit the podcast episode and all of these things that could stop me from even starting. And now it's like, I just upload it. I don't even edit it. I just literally upload it and hope that you like it. But again, if I'm speaking to the one trainer that I want to talk to, this is valuable. So for you, if you are thinking about, oh, I really love writing, start to treat your captions on Instagram as an experiment. I know there's always going to be some people who don't read the caption. There are going to be other people who do read the caption. And if you bring value and you share from a space of, I love writing, let me do a story in the caption, people are going to love you for that. And you just never know until you tap into that and try. But again, if you come back to, I love doing videos, I love doing reels, I love doing a podcast, or I love taking pictures and sharing a story in the caption, or I'd really like to get into writing blog posts. Just start with one thing. Like today, my goal after I do this is to write an email to send to my list with a story, because one, I want to mention about our dad hats that have sayings on them for owners. I'm hoping to launch them later this week or next. But I want to tap back into writing, and I feel really good when I write a story. I feel like it gives purpose to my life and things that I've been through, and I want to relate to the owners and trainers who follow along, and they are on the email list, and some people won't like it and some people will. But it's really, I think if I look at it as like a challenge for myself, like I want to check that box today. I want to feel proud of myself for writing the email, since I've been thinking about it for 2.5 weeks. Like I get so annoyed with myself. And I'm sure you can relate. You want to start the guide, you want to start the video, you want to start the website. The hardest part is starting. But I just want you to know you're not the only one feeling that way. We all have our stuff. No one has it completely figured out. And those of us who don't have like a whole team helping us, which I think is the majority of us, just start with one thing. And if you think of something that gets you a little bit excited, start to carve out time each day to work on that. That's how I got better at creating the graphics on Canva. I literally made time for it every single day. So I hope that this encourages you to think about content differently. Don't get caught up in it's like a blamey, weird space if you blame the algorithm. Sure, am I like a, you know, Instagram engineer who knows how the algorithm works? No. Could it be against us? Maybe. But who wants to create from a space of that? That just makes you feel defeated even before you create the thing. So if we come from a space of, okay, my engagement is low, things aren't doing like I would like them to do, what else can I create? What are some ideas that are different from other dog trainers? Like, hello, if you are creating the same thing over and over and over, and if it's similar to other dog trainers, one reason that it might not be standing out is because it's hard to stand out when everyone's doing the same thing. You are different for a reason. People are going to be drawn to you because you are who you are. I see this all the time. And the trainer and you girls who are listening, I wish I could like just hold you. I don't know. And just like tell you how amazing you are. Because Kate and I see it all the time where someone will come into the trainer and you, it's our week long seminar for dog trainers. And they come in kind of defeated, you can feel that, I don't know, they're not super confident. And then by the end of the week, it's just so empowering because we now know how awesome you are. And all of us have this, all of us bring something to the table. But when you're around other people who can also encourage you to be more you and share your thing, like the girls that I've connected with through the trainer and you, I love seeing them share themselves. I love seeing them share something or sharing something different. Oh my gosh, gives me like goosebumps, makes me so excited because I love seeing when things look different, when they're unique. And so I hope that this helps you start to think outside of the box. Life is short. Be yourself. Bring your gifts to the table. And I promise it will help you attract the people, the owners, who are just the dreamiest owners when you show up as yourself. And if maybe that's not showing up, on camera because you're a little bit more self-conscious or introverted, I don't know, then maybe writing a blog post and sharing it to your Instagram or something like that would be a really good idea. But if you have questions, message me on Instagram. Let me know. I'm thinking, I don't know what I want to call these, but I kind of want you to think of me as like your big sister. Even if you're older than me, but I really don't care because I always have felt like I would be a great big sister. I'm a little sister, and I think I would have done it really well if I was like a bigger sister to someone. So these can be our trainer mentor sessions, or I don't like the word big sis. I don't know. It's like, a whole life of trying to avoid that word. But let me know if you have any ideas. But I hope that this was helpful, and I hope it encourages you to get creative. Carve out some time today. When I get off of here, I'm going to have some lunch because I can't create from like hungry time. And then I'm going to write that email. So hope this is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, talk to you next time. Bye.